I don't think you need to be in the gym every single day. I think that's just gonna lead to burnout fast, unless, you know, you want to be a bodybuilder or something like that. If you are going to the gym every single day, why? Like, why? I don't think that's necessary. I think you need to live life. I think there's a lot more things that are way more important. If you're working, like most people, just, you don't have the time for that. And even if you do have the time, energy, recovery, like as you age, I'm gonna be 39 this year. Is that right? Yeah, I'm gonna be 39 in a few months. And like, this is what training should look like as you age. Maybe when you're 18, you can just kill yourself because you have nothing else going on. But this is what I wanna show you guys, is like how to train as you age. So I woke up today feeling like low energy. I'm a week out from my period, and if you don't track your period, what are you doing? You need to start tracking. It just helps you like really be able to push on the first 2 weeks after your period and kind of pay attention and maybe take it easier, maybe being nicer to yourself. Because for me, like if I don't reach the goal I set, I feel like crap, and then I can beat myself up over it. So if I know that like on my good 2 weeks, I can get to the gym 3, maybe 4 times, and on my bad weeks, it's like if I get 2, that's pretty good, you know? Then you average out 12 workouts in the month. That should be your goal versus, you know, 4 every week or 3 every week. I mean, I rarely get in 4, but so yeah, I woke up feeling just like, ugh, I don't know if it's gonna be the day I want to train, but I wanted to try. So I went in and I'm gonna show you guys my workout, but I did leg focused. So the reason why I'm not doing full body is because I do a ton of full body. I filmed 3 workouts last week for my One Fit Bitch online program, and it is a ton of legs too, but there is quite a bit of upper body, and I've been kind of nursing this shoulder back to health. It's doing great, but I find if I do too much volume, then it gets irritated. So I can't do too much on that shoulder. I was a competitive tennis player for like a decade, and like my shoulder just sits, I almost just said just sits internally rotated slightly. So it's pulled forward and slightly pulled in. So I've been working with physios and chiropractors and massage therapists. Like I've been working to improve this, but I am just unbalanced. Like years of repetitive movement on that one arm will cause that. So it's gonna take a lot of time. I mean, I might never be 100% balanced, but I just, you know, obviously I want to be pain-free, and I'm listening to my body, and I don't need to do upper body all the time if it's just gonna aggravate it. I'm gonna focus on my lower body, and let's get to it. So it's a pretty short workout today. I only have 30 minutes, so I'm supersetting 2 moves. This is half of my class workout that's happening in like 45 minutes. So I'm only doing the lower body portion of it, just because I did a ton of upper body last week, and I just really want to focus on burning out my lower body, my hamstrings, my glutes. So that was the first set. I started with lighter weight on the GHD back extension, just to really activate the glutes. So I'm gonna try to go up every round. I'm doing 3 rounds, up in weight every round, and less reps if I go up in weight. The hamstring curl, I only got in like 15, 16. That was enough weight. I'm gonna try to hit 15 again, 16 again. If I do less, great. All right, I'm trying to take minimal breaks. Let's go. All right, so we start with back extensions and hamstring curls. I love back extensions, but I find sometimes if I leave them to the end of the workout, my low back is already taxed. So like I said, you want to be really careful with your low back when you're doing glute and lower body days, because if you load your spine too much, it's going to be too much. You could lead to injury. So I started with the back extension with really mind to muscle squeezing my glutes, thinking about the butt cheeks kind of going together, lifting with my glutes, so trying to keep my back rounded and lifting from the hip, kind of pushing the hip into the pad. And then I'm going over to the hamstring curl, which the seated hamstring curl, I love this. I love the seated hamstring curl, and for years I thought that the laying hamstring curl was better, but new studies are showing that the seated hamstring curl is better because you get more of a stretch on your hamstring, especially if you can hinge forward a little bit. You'll see me kind of hinge forward. If you don't have the back and spine mobility, sit back, make it nice and safe. You don't want to be rounding in, but that gives you such a big stretch on the hamstring. So if you want to get more out of your workouts, you need to stretch the muscle before you engage the muscle. So if you're really not flexible, not mobile, you're not going to get the most out of your workouts. You need to improve your flexibility. Hence why I put such a big focus on mobility warm-ups before my programs, and I do the same for myself. So I superset those back and forth. I did 3 sets just to activate. I find for me, if I tire out my hamstrings, my glutes will follow, if that makes sense. For some reason, when I skip hamstrings on glute day, I don't feel my glutes as much. I'm not nearly as sore. I don't feel nearly like I push as hard. So I started burning out the glutes and hamstrings. First move, like the standing or seated, she called it seated, I'm pretty sure, but you're kind of like standing hip thrust from Holly Baxter. She's super knowledgeable. She has a great YouTube channel. anyway, she showed it on her last glute day, and she has a machine, but I was like, I can make something here. So I tried it with the cables and it felt really, really good. If you have something like that you can do, you could do it with a band maybe. That's pretty much it, unless you have that machine in your gym. Like, it was just really nice squeeze. You felt the glutes squeeze without the lower back engaging, which that can be very, very tough to do. I think so many people mindlessly go through the move being like, this is what I'm supposed to do, and you're not paying attention to where you're feeling it. So I am burning out each rep. That's another thing. My intensity is high. It may have only been like 5 moves that I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 6 moves. 6 moves, but my intensity was high. I supersetted that with the good morning because I thought, I like to try things out. I thought if good mornings would be fine, even though it's pretty much just a deadlift loaded on your upper spine. I thought since I haven't loaded my spine, it would be fine. But you'll notice that I think at the second set, I was feeling my back. So I never ever pushed through back pain. I went right into deep squats instead, and I still felt it a little bit in my back. So I decided to do hack squats instead, and then I changed the workout for my clients so they wouldn't have that pressure on their low back. And it felt so good on the hack squat. I absolutely love the hack squat because it's very, very safe on the spine and you can get low. So if you're using the hack squat and only stuck, like not getting low, lower the weight, do no weight, get rid of your ego. Can you get all the way down on the machine? Once you can get all the way down the machine, then add weight. And don't force it. You want to go down slow, and if you're not there yet, you need to do a better warm-up and you need to work more on mobility. So I did 3 sets of that, and then I went on to my final moves. I just did 2 sets of unilateral, so that's one side. The glute is a stabilizing muscle. So that means it's stabilizing the hip. So single leg movements are so important since the glutes, one of its main function is stabilizing. So I always want to do unilateral work. Today I did control step up. If you are not controlling down and up, you are pushing with that back leg a lot more than you need to. So I'm trying to, instead of focusing on the weight, instead of thinking about ego, I'm pushing my hips back and I'm barely tapping down, and from the bottom, I'm going nice and slow and seeing if I can activate that glute before I go back up, or as I go back up. And I super felt it. These felt really, really, really great. And then I've been loving these side plank clamshells. You're hitting the bottom glute, you're hitting the top glute. Yes, you're hitting obliques, but that's fine. I love the plated side plank clamshell. Super great to hit that side glute. Oftentimes it gets neglected from programs. You want to make sure you're hitting your muscle from every single direction. Did I do all the directions, all the possibilities today? No, but I did a lot of them, and I would make sure my program, like my 3 workouts this week, will hit every single direction. I hope you guys love that workout. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you at lunchtime. I gotta get to work. All right, don't mind the red nose. I just took my dogs out for a quick pee and poo before my next clients. I had like 45 minutes. So now I have 15 minutes left. I'm starving. So I'm gonna eat leftovers because I always cook in bulk. I mean, my husband does a lot of the cooking too. I'm very lucky. But if he did it, I would do it. And when we were first married, I did most of the cooking. How I eat, I want it to be satisfying, I want it to be yummy, and I want it to be healthy. Like, I want all those things. So what do we have today? We have a homemade turkey soup. You can see that. I'm gonna have a bowl of that right now. If I had more time, I'd have a piece of sourdough with it. Sourdough and butter, but I don't have time for that, so that's okay. I'll have that later. So I'm probably gonna have soup twice today. Just super simple. Soup for lunch, probably soup for supper. Just nice and easy. Like, eat it till it's gone, then we'll cook again. So pretty much my food, I've learned what not to do from Western society and what to do from other societies. I was very obsessed with French culture and Mediterranean diet. So I've learned that high fats, good quality meats, good quality cheeses, good quality butters are super important. So as long as you're doing all that good quality, you can eat it. And I am like a foodie. I'm a foodie. I don't want to eat just fitness foods. Even though I do eat a lot of fitness foods because I'm like a fitness foodie, I would consider myself. So I want real food,
Real turkey, yum.
But I also do, I'd say, like a lot of fitness snacks. So like my protein yogurt, maybe protein bar. Pretty much my protein yogurt is the one I do the most, and I'll do protein shakes sometimes as well. But I want my meals to be delicious, so I make sure I have enough protein. When I'm making a soup, I always keep the bones in, so I make like a bone broth as I'm making the soup. Ton of vegetables, I put some greens, corn, carrots, squash, turkey. Let's heat this up. I'm actually feeling great today for being 1 week out of my period. I'm feeling better as the day goes on, and sometimes that happens. Like the days we think we're gonna feel like crap, we feel good. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. There's a few things I do leading up to my period, and I do it throughout the month, but definitely like the couple weeks leading up. So I make sure to eat enough red meat. I love lamb and bison, and we actually have venison, so deer meat. But any red meat you can get your hands on, those are the ones I kind of stick to. I eat enough. I make sure to eat enough meat where I feel satisfied. So when I have my plate, it's not just vegetables and carbs. It's like, I'm gonna fill up on meat and have some carbs and some vegetables to make it taste good. I also make sure to get in my omegas. So like fatty fish. I've just recently started back doing that because wild salmon is super expensive. But I've been buying like herring fillets, like canned. And so I've been making quick pasta with that. And I also been eating liver, which I know sounds crazy. You can supplement liver with a tablet, but it's like the most nutritious food. So I've been taking liver, eating liver in like a pate form, like the French eat it. And so I eat a little bit of that every week to make sure I can get all the nutrients from that. All right, those are kind of the things I do to make sure I feel good leading up to my period. And I'll also take Epsom salt bath to absorb magnesium. So yeah, I'm gonna eat standing in the... What are we barking at, guys? Hey, you. Do you have something you'd like to say? Do you have something you'd like to say? What is it? Hey. Oh, you too? All right, I'm legit eating, standing in my kitchen, out of the pot. It's not Instagram worthy, this real life. But I make sure I sit down for supper. Like that, when I'm done for the day, I will sit down and have a real meal with no devices. But right now, I'm not gonna get to eat all this. Probably have a few bites and get back to work. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna end the video here because after I'm done work, I'm gonna take a shower and it's just gonna be computer time, just planning my workouts for the week for my clients. So if you like the video, let me know what you'd like to see more of, any questions you have. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye. What? This is future Michelle. I'm having bread with butter with my soup. It's just not the same. You need a nice piece of bread. Sourdough, real sourdough.